Hi there. Welcome to your full moon in Leo collective reading. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the collective, that represents everybody. So, does that mean that this reading is for everyone? Not necessarily. If you find yourself here, then I feel that all or part of this message might resonate with you. So, if it does, definitely like and subscribe and leave me a comment in the message box below and let me know that it really did speak to you. Because I'm always curious about how my messages come across and whether they are correct or not. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull a card that's going to be the overall energy for the reading. So let's get one card for the collective. And you may have noticed that my background is different. So I did move kind of over in my own little apartment right now. And I haven't been doing readings for a while because between moving and just tons and tons of personal things going on, I just didn't have the ability to do it. So I'm jumping back in now that I'm all set up, and hopefully I will be pumping out some videos for you all. Okay, so the overall energy is the Ten of Pentacles. So this card represents the whole package. This is like everything that you could possibly want. You have family, you have a home, you have prosperity, you have security, and you even have some dogs. How bad can it be, right? So this card, the overall energy, is going to be a very positive one, and I feel like there are a few of you who have been manifesting new beginnings and this happiness for quite a while. I want to say even before this new year started. So hopefully this is an indication that your manifestations are starting to take effect and things are starting to they're starting to happen the way that you had hoped and dreamed. So let's dig in a little bit further and see what's going on with you, okay? I got some really nice new cards. They're so pretty. There's the sun. That's good. Have the sun on the bottom. That's the happiest card in the deck. We like that. And the sun is shining today. It's still cold here in Maine, though. Even with the sun shining, it is very, very cold out. I think this morning when I took my son into work, it was 11 degrees. I question often why I live in such a cold climate, but even some of the warmer climates have had some cold weather this winter, and it's just been a little frustrating. All right, so I need one more card for the collective. All right, so we get the Page of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Empress. All right, I'll start right out with saying that the Empress is the divine feminine. She is the overall feminine energy, nurturing, maternal. Did I say fertility? I might have said that already. So in some cards she looks pregnant, and I'm not sure if she really does in this one. But that's kind of what she represents, that fertility. So I don't know, for most of you, this could be like this big glow up that happens. I mean, your goal is this happy life. So the Empress and the Emperor are the two cards that, are that total fulfillment of your divine energy. And even though this is the Empress, gender isn't really that important. It's the energy that is brought forth. So it's a very nurturing, stable, loving energy. Okay. So the first card that came up was the Page of Pentacles. So pages usually come in with a message, and he's holding this pentacle. He's offering up this like message of bringing forth stability, thoughts of how to be prosperous. Maybe you have some new ideas. You want to start a new job, start maybe working for yourself, have just like great product ideas, something. It's like this is that message of this is what's going to bring you prosperity and stability. I'm just trying to see if I can get a little bit more off of that for the collective. Is there anything else? Yeah, I feel like this could also represent a person in your life who's maybe, because the page is like the very beginning of the growth journey, I feel like this could be the start to, like you have to start somewhere. So if you're starting out with like this one pentacle and your goal is to get to the 10, he's coming through with this, and he's got it, and he has a plan, and he's going to set that plan in motion. So you may be working on something, the very first stages of it, and again, it's the beginning of the year still, and your goal being to get to this really comfortable state towards the end of the year, which it looks like this is the direction that the energy is pulling me. So with the 7 of Pentacles, this is somebody who is working really, really hard. He's perfected his craft. He's almost done this big project that he's been working on for a really long time. He's just got this one last pentacle to finish. And, it's like if he started out with this one and now he's working on these and he's reached 7 and he's perfected this craft, it's one of those things where it's like, what you're doing, and maybe it's time to look at changing direction, maybe finding something different to do because you've been doing this same thing for a very long time. So hopefully it's not about being bored with what you're doing. I mean, it could also just represent happily at work, because it's kind of like one way or the other. I feel like some of you are reaching a point where you're, you started out with this dream and now you're like, oh, I've got this down and I'm happily at work and this is what I enjoy doing. And that's going to lead you to like this really nice glow up of Empress energy. Okay. And then maybe for the other half, it's like, all right, enough is enough. I've been doing this for too long, and the only way for me to find my happiness is to move on and try something different. So it could go either way, and we're going to clarify that and see if Spirit can give us a little bit higher message on these, and we will do that with these cards here. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards, and I'm going to clarify the first one, which is the Page of Pentacles. So let's clarify the Page of Pentacles for the collective. All right, this one wants to come, that one wants to come. I've been pulling the Wheel of Fortune in my personal readings, and I've been seeing it overall in most of the online videos. Almost every reading that I have seen, I'm a Libra, so I watch primarily Libra ones. The Wheel of Fortune has come up every single time for the last 2 weeks. So I find that kind of fascinating, and I have noticed that if you watch several tarot readers, you might start to see similar messages appearing in this collective energy, and it's kind of fascinating to me, actually. All right, one more card for the Page of Pentacles. All right. So we get the Knight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and Temperance. Okay. So the page is coming forth with this message. This, like, I've got this pentacle. I'm bringing forth this energy of, you know, this beginning point of creating stability and happiness and prosperity. So when you throw the Knight of Pentacles in there, that's kind of like that next step up, okay? So one thing about the Knight of Pentacles, though, is he's the only knight that's not in action in the deck. The other knights are in motion, and he's stopped. So he's a methodical energy. He's thinking about what he wants to do with this pentacle. Where is he going to take it? What is going to be the best use of this for him? And so he's putting some thought into it before he takes action. So I would say that before you make a decision about what direction you want to go in, think it through. Don't jump into something financial right now without having all of the information, basically. Especially if you're going into some kind of partnership with somebody, or just be careful where you place your money. Make sure that you really think about it, and know that it's really the direction you want to go in. Just because something sounds good doesn't mean it's necessarily right for you, okay? You know what's right for you, deep down in your gut, okay? So, with the Wheel of Fortune, so, this card is about starting. It's kind of like starting over again. In my mind, I go, oh, here we go again. As someone who's kind of stuck in these cyclic life lessons right now, I totally feel that, like, oh, here we go again. What now? I think it's the beginning and the end of a cycle. And I think what the message is before you decide to begin or end the cycle, put some thought, okay? It's another reminder of thought. And once you make that decision and step through that Wheel of Fortune, because I look at most of, like, the wheel and things like that as a gateway or a portal or a door into something new, okay? So think before you leap, okay? and I won't be surprised to see the Fool card pop up, because it's kind of like the Fool card is the leap of faith. So this is saying, wait, don't just be like, oh, here it is. Here's the cycle. Let's start it over again. Think before you take action. You have an opportunity now to change things, and to change them for the better. So the third card is Temperance. So Temperance obviously is, creating a balance, having an even distribution of your feelings and emotions, equal give and take, things like that. I think showing up in this reading, it's that other reminder to really pause and be cautious, okay? I feel like so if if this page is something that's coming through for you, maybe you come into some money, or you've been saving money, and now you say, now is the time I'm going to do something. You know, be careful who you share that information with, and be careful who you just decide to partner with. You have an idea of what you really want to do, and just because something sounds like a really cool idea, it might, like, again, it might not be the right one for you. So yes, take some caution, take some time, think things through, and don't let that don't let that pentacle burn a hole in your pocket. Again, I'm a Libra. I'm horrible at spending. I spend money. Ugh, you know, we like nice things, I don't know what to say. But yeah, it's that overall energy of just using a little bit of common sense and caution. This is your investment to make. It's your time, it's your money, it's your life, okay? So this is definitely not the year to do things that don't feel right or resonate with you, okay? And speaking of resonating, if this message is resonating for you, please like and subscribe. It will help me to keep my channel going and provide you with these amazing videos. Okay, so let's clarify the 7 of Pentacles. Did I have 7? 1, 2, 3, 8 of Pentacles. And anybody else like really loopy lately? I don't know if it is the full moon that's coming, but just out there sometimes. All right, the 8 of Pentacles, please, for the collective. Can I get 3 cards? Oop, that's too many. Oh, and I don't know if you guys remember little dude. He's kind of coughing a little bit. You can probably hear him in the background. But we did get his cough under control. He was on antibiotics for like 10 days, and the rest of it is like he's got really bad allergies, so he has to take Benadryl, and but he's doing much better. All right, so 3 cards. There's 1. 2 more cards, please, for the collective. 8 of Pentacles. 1 more card, please. Whoop! Oh, those flying out. I like it when that happens. Kind of fun. We did end up getting 1 extra, but that's all right. All right. So, with the 8 of Pentacles, you get the 2 of Wands, the 5 of Wands. Oh, how did I miss these guys? The Judgment. I went through and blacked out every naked person on all of my cards except for this one. Imagine that. And the Ace of Cups. Okay. So, you've been working hard. You have perfected this art. You've perfected your pentacle making abilities, right? With the 2 of Swords, this says that there's a decision to make, this or that. I have heard also that this or that, but there's also everything in the background. Like there's a bunch of stuff going on in the background of this card. So there could be a third choice that you might not even be thinking about. Which might be a better option, because that popped into my mind. I'm gonna kind of stick with that because, you know, here she is. She's blindfolded and she's got her swords crossed, and she's like, which path am I gonna take? And she's not seeing, like, if she takes the blindfold off and turns around, there's a whole different option for her. So I feel like that time to kind of look at all of your options before you make a decision. And with the 5 of Swords, so sometimes this could be about, you know, conflict, I see this as we often fight ourselves, and as time goes on, we change and we grow. And if you look, it's kind of like these three guys here. I don't know if you can see them really well. They all kind of look the same, and in my mind, they're the same person. It's like he's been fighting himself, and he's finally kind of overcome this battle with himself. And I feel like overall that energy is what's coming through for me. That conflict with yourself, because when you're trying to make big decisions, sometimes you get caught up in a lot of energy that makes you question whether you can even do something. So other than choice, you have action. And so this is saying putting your thoughts into action, believing in yourself. You've already won the battle. Okay, so don't stay there and contemplate that for too long. You're reaching a point of growth, and with the Judgment card coming in, the Judgment card is like this awakening. Maybe spiritually you're experiencing some changes, seeing the world a little bit differently, and finding some faith and intuition. So when you're making your choices and you're done kind of like battling it out in your mind, don't let your mind win. The higher power is calling you forward to reach your life goals, to complete the things that maybe you didn't complete before. Because this isn't the first time that the Wheel of Fortune is spun for you. This is a chance for a totally new beginning in your life, a totally different direction. And this is that reminder that the higher power is pulling you towards that. And with the Ace of Cups, which this just kind of flew out randomly, cups speak to emotions and love. So these four cards kind of, it's like your emotions, your intuition and spirituality, your inner conflict, and your choices that you make. So I feel like you're covering all of the bases when it goes to what direction are you going in. You're using everything in your arsenal to go through and get to that Empress energy, which is like this big glow up energy. Once you reach it, people they notice that you're the boss. You've got something going. You're just this beautiful energy that has come out of it, and everybody's going to want to know how you got there. All right, so let's clarify the Empress, because I feel, for the most part, collective, that the Empress represents you. And I'm sorry, I'm shuffling on my table and it's jiggling my screen. Sorry about that. All right, let's see, is that 3 cards? And one more card, please, for the collective to clarify the Empress. Oh, that's way too many. They all flew out, though. Let's see what they are. Hermit, 5 of Wands and 3 of Wands. All right. So what do we have? Oh, that one really wanted to come out. Oh, that's funny. Okay. So, this one was the one that popped out. All right, so we have the Eight of Pentacles again. So this is like the universe saying, hey, this is, I already said this, don't forget, okay? We're taking this energy forward, okay? And I'm not sure which direction. Okay. I think before you reach that Empress energy and you make a decision as far as the Eight of Pentacles, you're going to have this Tower moment. So the Tower is not as horrible as it looks. I mean, I know there's lightning and fire and people screaming and crashing, and basically these people are, that's my dog, they're being shaken down to earth, right? They're all right, sorry about that. They're hitting solid ground again, and you know, that's the best place to start new. So, you know, when you're ready to go through the Wheel of Fortune and, you know, start this new cycle in your life, this Tower moment might be the thing that triggers that, okay? It's saying if you want something that's going to work, if you want to get to the Ten of Pentacles, then you have to tear the whole thing down and start over again, okay? Because if not, this cycle will repeat the same things over and over and over until you learn your lesson, right? And, you know, you're already being called to judgment. So definitely, you know, don't get discouraged if it feels like at a certain point through this journey that everything just went to shit, okay? It's done that because it didn't start out right and it needed to start over again, okay? You needed to start from a different space on solid ground, okay? So that could be job, relationship, whatever you've got going on, okay? And then the last card is the Six of Swords. So this card shows these two people, and they're leaving something behind, okay? So I feel like you're gonna get shaken down and you decide it's time to move on. It's time to start this cycle all over again, and move on to calmer waters. Okay, that's going to be a better place for you. I think that's where you're going to find your Empress energy. And I think it's going to come in so much differently than what you're used to. Because you've taken time, you know, if you take my advice, because you've taken time to think about things and think it through, it's going to come in so much more peaceful and solid, and it might even surprise you how easily things go once you make those decisions that stop you from this continuous cycle. Okay, so if any of that resonates with you, I would ask that you would hit the like and subscribe button. Definitely leave me a comment below. If this resonates with you, just type full moon energy down in there for me. I would really love that. So I got some other new cards. I'm going to do a couple oracle cards and see if we can get a little bit more of a direction, maybe figure out what is going on with you, what's going to be happening during this full moon and the rest of the week for you. Whoop. Oh my goodness. All right, I wanted 3 cards and they all came out. Okay. So you got Tether, and it says telepathy, intuition, dreams, and heart songs. So this might be something that you have to detach yourself from. I know where we were talking about the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune, it's time to break free from old bonds, because you're not going to get to your happiness and your stability if you're still attached to an energy that, because your next card is pain, that is not beneficial to you anymore. That's not working for you anymore. Okay. It might be time to let some people go or to create some boundaries. And yeah, I feel like this could also mean for some other people, because like I said, there's the collective, so different things can mean different things. If you're experiencing telepathy, dreams, things like that about other, a certain person in your life, this is a reminder to determine whether that is a relationship that is good for you. With pain coming up, and it says guarded, apprehensive, putting up a wall, excruciating pain. Just be careful where you take that energy. Okay? Don't give so much of yourself that you are causing yourself pain. That's, those are the things that are they're gonna cause that tower moment. I'm sorry, he's so loud when he barks. What's funny is, I could be here all day long, and the second I sit down to do anything like a video or things like that, the chihuahuas just go crazy. And that's, I don't know. Does anybody else have chihuahuas? Do you have the same problems? All right. And then the last card that came up was influences. Ooh, that's a little sexy picture on there. Ooh. Others involved, third parties, intervention, and manipulation. Okay. So, where everything else that I was reading really had to do with your finances and moving forward with a plan and where to invest and how to get to your happy life, I feel like there is a relationship influence going on underneath it all, and it's probably, I'm wondering if this is what the Tower is, or if this is the cycle itself. Either way, you want to be mindful of a relationship that you have that is causing you pain, that is not a positive influence, that might be manipulative, and it might be with a person who is keeping you as an option and not someone who is devoted to you. Okay, so that's where this pain is coming from. And that's something that I think, because this all came up, that you're quite aware of who this person is, and I would be careful. I mean, a lot of this message has to do with keeping your cards close. Okay, keep your hand close or whatever. I'm not sure exactly the phrase that's supposed to. Don't show your hand, right? If you have a chance to move on and have a better life, don't let someone who causes you pain influence your decisions. This has to be a decision that you make with patience and time. Use your mind, your intuition, your heart, your soul. Okay, not just like, oh well, I got my tax returns back and I'm gonna blow it on so and so and buy him a new Xbox, and then he dumps you, type of thing. That's just a weird. I don't know. It's a weird story, but yeah. If you're coming into some money, think before you spend it. And I'm not saying don't spend it on other people if that brings you joy, but this is an opportunity for you to make a change in your life and for you to find happiness. And with the Ten of Pentacles as the overall energy, I feel that is your underlying dream and goal. And what you have to do is allow yourself to have that. And that just takes a little time, takes a little patience, but you definitely can get there. Okay? So that is all I have for you today, collective. And I hope you will like and subscribe. Look forward to doing more videos now that I'm kind of settled into my space and have more time and privacy to do my readings. Then I will be able to get more videos up for you. If you look in my description box, you will see that I have an email address. If anybody has tried to reach me on that email address in the past, for some reason Google decided it didn't like me, so it it took me a couple weeks to get my email address back up and running, but it is there. If you would like a private reading, I am available to do video readings, and just send me an email and we can talk about what you're looking for a reading, prices and things like that. Have an excellent evening. Enjoy the full moon. It was almost full last night. Absolutely stunning. And it's cold, but it's worth. Put a coat on, charge your crystals, make some moon water, all the fun stuff. Okay, and have a good night. Bye.